on behalf of Tim and Miss Douglas, we would like to say congratulations for making it to callbacks. We're all very proud of you. We've had a lot of auditions, 90 students in total that have auditioned. Okay, and these are the callbacks, so well done. You should be very proud of yourself. Okay, do a nice vocal warm-up. Ba, 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 go! Ba, 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 ba. Okay, a little point. That type of energy needs to be maintained from the moment you step on stage to the moment you get off. People are paying to come and see you perform. So in a sense, when we get cranky with you, we are not getting cranky with you as a person, we're getting cranky with you with your ability because we know you are capable of so much more.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to send all you guys out into the next room as well. We're going to just alternate between the two groups. So we'll do a group of, we'll do a smaller group of group 1, then we'll do a smaller group of you guys. So if everyone wants to file out, we'll call you in group at a time. Stick in your little groups, please.
The St Edmunds and St Mary's Combined Colleges musical is in the early stages of casting, with numerous eager students being invited back to callback auditions. A process whereby the musical's director and assisting staff aim to finalise their casting selections.
What is the word? And the something will unrock, and the what? And the gates will unlock. Okay, can you just try? And the gates will unlock at the top of Mount Rock. Can you try that for me?
And the gates will unlock at the top of Mount Rock.
Good.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
Awesome. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Should you leave?
No, stop.
No. But I do think that's all that we need to see.
Yeah, because that's the highest
That's
note.
the highest bit.
How do you feel about this role?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm not much of an actor, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's a irony in the whole. Much of an actor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big role. A very big role.
Do you want to play
Do you want it?
Yeah, fun.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
There's a difference between wanting it and being absolutely flippin' hungry for it. This character, I think, is very, very, there's so many levels.
Yeah.
So many levels.
And a lot of time on stage.
A lot.
And the thing is, it's just a matter about what you want at the end of the day. You know, you did a very good job. You did a very good job. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Angus.
In a school that prides itself on the holistic development of young men, the Combined Colleges musical is one of many historical co-curricular art forms that aim to provide students with a more creative form of expression.
Historically, St Mary's and St Edmunds, well, St Edmunds first have been doing a musical, as far as I know, since 1989, I think, was their first musical for St Edmunds, and I think that was actually Pippin. So that means it's been a long history of doing the musicals together, and it's a very good relationship that we have with St Mary's. So one year they would take the reins, and the next year St Edmunds would take the reins. So we share our students, but also our abilities. It's an expectation that our musicals at St Edmunds, you don't just come and have a relaxing session. You give your best, and your best is enough. And anything then, your best is not enough. So we make that clear.
It's not Shakespeare, so we don't really have to mine too deeply into it. I think what I'll do is let's just read through it in chunks and we'll just kind of talk about maybe some delivery options. Sure. Yeah?
The individual charged with preparing the cast and crew for the long year ahead is old boy Timothy Wynne.
I have a very democratic process and a very collaborative process. So my philosophy is that you have however many creative brains in the room as you do on any particular process, and it's my job to utilize all of the people in the room to the best of my ability. So nobody is forbidden from speaking, everybody has a voice, everybody's encouraged to use that voice to the betterment of the work. Every time you say Ned, bring it down into like, it's more just but like Ned, like.
Yeah. He acts as almost an actor as a director. He very much understands how actors work, and he understands how to work with an actor to create the best possible moment or the best possible scene or indeed the best possible production.
He always brought so much energy and enthusiasm and really worked well with the kids.
The way that Tim treated us as a cast, it felt more like we were professionals and almost colleagues. I didn't feel like a student at a school when I was working with Tim.
I think it would be interesting for you to kind of have a really, almost like a split personality thing when you deal with each of them. Like, not to make him look crazy, but to kind of be like, treat her one way that's very different to the way that you treat him. Yeah. I was always very conscious of the fact that this was meant to be a fun extracurricular experience. So I was never going to be super demanding with the young people. However, what I found is that they were more than willing to step up. And I, would say to the cast often, do you want me to treat you like high school students or do you want me to treat you like young professionals? And always there was a resounding response to being treated like young professionals. That's what they wanted. One really crucial line in it, the line where he says, you can't have forgotten what I'm playing for. And you guys all know that, right? Like from being like creative people, and there's like this kind of very kind of innate desire to express yourself in these ways. So I want you to focus on what that line means for you, but like for you as a person, and then how that translates into the character that you're portraying. Cool. Any other questions?
No, not really.
Let's join the others.
Okay.
Production of the musical is now in full swing, with most roles already being cast. However, the lingering presence of COVID-19 is beginning to rear its head.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
We will be standing up Christmas Island as a quarantine area.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
Like other parts of society ravaged by the pandemic, the Combined Colleges musical has been left with no choice but to shut down production.
Unfortunately, last year when the show was meant to go ahead, it was really disappointing at the time, but I think in the back of our minds we always knew that we will do this show one day.
It was more of a sadness that those Year 12 students were going to miss out. That was a bit heartbreaking, and for them, because they're a special bunch of kids, and they of course had been here for the full five years, and we had quite a few Year 12s involved in the 2020 production.
During online learning, it became very apparent we weren't going to be getting back to school anytime soon. I think I knew it was coming. I think so did a lot of people that were working on that production. We kind of knew that the shutdown of our production was inevitable. The question was whether we were going to be able to pick it up again in 2021 or whether it was going to revert to St Mary's as it normally does in the alternate years.
St Mary's across the road could have said, well, it's our year, so you're not going to do it. But it was their suggestion for us to keep going because we had already had the rights which were going to be continued on. So look, they didn't have to do that, but they were really kind and said, you can take our 2021 spot because you've done this preparation.
With rescheduling plans already in place, all eyes shift to 2021.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, my darling, there's nothing to be nervous about. It's those funny butterfly feelings in your belly, hey.
That's okay. You just got to take a nice deep breath in and whew, you'll be fine. So did you learn that I've got so much to say if only... No? So what song do you know?
Just the Way You Are from Bruno Mars.
With a significant number of senior performers graduating in 2020, a hole has opened up for the new class of Year 7 students. But with this comes the challenge of highly strung nerves.
When I see your face... Do you want to go up on the stage and do it? Oh, God. You'll be fine. Can we just quickly go around there and have a little bit of a sing, if that's okay? Cool. It's crucial to speak to them one-on-one first because they may not, want to talk about how they're feeling. It's just giving them a sense of stability and telling them that it's completely normal to feel anxiety, and it's an emotion that we need to learn how to deal with and nothing to be embarrassed about. 1, 2, 3. We will rock you. We'll do that 3 times. Yeah. Awesome work. Do you want to go up on the stage? Yeah. You do want to go up on the stage? Yeah, come on. We're going to stand together and sing. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So that's our note. So, hey, relax. Okay, that's we. Sing that for me. We, ready, 1, 2, 3, go. We will rock you. 1, 2, 3. We will rock you. One more time. 1, 2, go. We will rock you. Nice one. Good. I think casting is in direct collaboration with our music director, our director and assistant director as well. So we look at it dramatically. So we have a look at how the student could fill the role. We look at mannerisms. We look at how well that they can act within that space. They would read a certain script. And then musically, we would look at how well they can actually sing and then be able to really develop their character or become that character. It doesn't necessarily happen straight away, but it's more about finding how the music suits their voice. So we'd be giving them a role that would be within their range of their voice, but also within their capabilities as an actor.
These 6 boys all are pretty solid.
Yeah. And they're all keen, aren't they?
They're all, that's what I think I mean. It's like, oh, that was easy because you seem to want to do it.
Yeah,
whereas I think when we
difference.
did like the cattle call thing last time, there were some boys that were just like, I was like, okay.
I think it's a misconception that auditions are easy. They're not. Any casting director, any actor who auditions for roles, any director who's in the room watching these auditions, anyone will tell you they're a nerve-wracking experience. You're never not going to be nervous in an audition. I think that's just a given. But I think working with the nerves is important as opposed to working against them. I think if you accept the nerves are going to be there, it's something that you're able to work with.
Even if it's not your first one, every time you go for a new part or a new musical, there's always uncertainty. You never know quite what role you're going to get. So it's always a little bit nerve-wracking and it's always a little bit exciting. And it's cool seeing all of the younger kids come through that you haven't seen before, you haven't heard sing before. It's always cool to listen to them sing because as everyone gets a year older, they get better and it's really cool to see